I swear, Shaq's either jealous of Dwight or low-key has a crush on him, because every single time Shaq speaks, it seems that Dwight's name comes out of his mouth no matter the topic.
Superman is in the building!
I'm just saying, if all you gotta do is win a dunk contest to be called Superman, don't call me that no more. That's all I'm saying.
Either way, Dwight's built a name for himself in the NBA, but for some unknown reason, he always seems to be getting disrespected. People seem to forget that Dwight is a 3-time Defensive Player of the Year, NBA champion, 8-time All-Star, 5-time All-NBA First Team, 5-time rebounding leader, and 2-time NBA blocks leader. The list goes on and on. And somehow he was even left off the NBA 75th anniversary team, and a player like Damian Lillard was on it? No hate towards Dame, but come on. How does that make any sense?
I knew I wasn't going to be on it.
Why?
Politics. I already knew.
It all started back in 2012, when Dwight Howard joined the Los Angeles Lakers, where he was expected to team up with Kobe Bryant and form the next super team with Kobe, who was one of the most dominant players in the league at the time. However, things didn't exactly go as planned, and Kobe Bryant ended up disrespecting Dwight Howard in a pretty major way, which, come to think of it, might have caused the snowball effect of more and more players disrespecting Dwight over the next few years. It all started when Dwight suffered a back injury early in the season. Kobe, who was known for his tough-as-nails approach to the game, didn't take kindly to Dwight's injury, and he publicly criticized him for not playing through the pain. Kobe even called Dwight out in the media, saying that he needed to put his big boy pants on and tough it out. To make matters worse, Kobe also reportedly started freezing Dwight out on the court, refusing to pass him the ball and generally making his life miserable. It's safe to say that Kobe was not exactly rolling out the red carpet for his new teammate. All of this disrespect led to a pretty tense situation in the Lakers' locker room.
I came here injured.
Thank
you! Back surgery. Can you let them know? I had back surgery.
Dwight was reportedly unhappy with the way he was being treated, and he wasn't shy about expressing his frustration. The whole situation was pretty awkward and uncomfortable for everyone involved. In the end, Dwight's time with the Lakers was a bit of a disappointment, and he eventually left the team after just one season. But even though things didn't work out between him and Kobe, Dwight continued to be a dominant player in the league while jumping from team to team over the next few years. So while Kobe's treatment of Dwight was certainly disrespectful, it didn't seem to hold Dwight back for too long. But the disrespect doesn't stop there, as another former Laker legend had something to say. In 2018, Shaquille O'Neal made some pretty disrespectful comments about Dwight Howard on a national television show. Shaq called Dwight soft, but come to think of it, so did Kobe, so maybe if Kobe's beefing with Dwight, then Shaq is also. Anyway, he also said that he's not a dominant big man, and he went on to say that Dwight wasn't living up to his true potential as a player. Of course, Dwight didn't take kindly to these comments, and he fired back at Shaq on social media. He called Shaq a clown and said that he had lost respect for him as a player and a person. The whole situation was pretty tense and uncomfortable, and it highlighted the ongoing tensions between older and younger players in the NBA. Shaq, who was one of the most dominant big men in the league during his prime, seemed to be looking down on Dwight for not being as tough or as skilled as he was. But let's be real, Shaq's always been known for his sense of humor, and he's not above making a few jokes at someone else's expense. Just look at the constant back and forth banter between Charles Barkley and Shaq. It has to be one of the most entertaining things to watch. I'd easily watch them go at it for hours. But it's possible that his comments about Dwight were just a bit of playful banter, and that he didn't mean to be quite as disrespectful as he came across. Or maybe Dwight just really is soft and can't take the trash talking. Either way, it's clear that Dwight was not amused, and he made it clear that he was not going to take Shaq's insults lying down. In the end, it's just another example of the drama and tension that can arise in the NBA, even among players who should be on the same team. But hey, at least it gave us all something to talk about for a little while. Shaq's comments definitely hit a soft spot for Dwight. As a young basketball player, Howard looked up to Shaq and admired his dominant play style and larger-than-life personality. Howard has said Shaq was one of his biggest influences and has often talked about how he watched Shaq's games and tried to emulate his moves on the court.
I remember in 11th grade watching him play against Dikembe Mutombo in the finals, catching it every time, elbow to the chest, turn around, dunk on him every time. I'm like, yo, this is crazy.
Right.
I think he's the most dominant player to ever play. Like, there's no player as dominant as Shaq.
So I couldn't imagine how Dwight felt when your childhood idol's out here making fun of you every chance he gets. Or maybe it's just tough love and Shaq wanted to unleash the monster inside of Dwight. Who really knows what Shaq's thinking? Once again in 2018, Shaquille O'Neal, surprise, surprise, once again called out Dwight Howard. During an appearance on the television show Inside the NBA, Shaq made fun of Howard for being a bandwagon jumper, implying that he had hopped on several different teams throughout his career. Shaq began by pointing out that Howard had played for 5 different teams in the span of 8 years. He then joked that Howard couldn't decide where he wanted to play and kept looking for a so-called frontrunner, someone who jumps on the bandwagon of whatever team's currently successful in order to try and win a ring. This sounds pretty ironic when it's coming from Shaq of all people. I mean, come on, Shaq played for 6 different teams during his career, and he's no stranger to chasing rings either. In his last season in 2011, Shaq went to the Celtics for a chance to win one more ring in order to tie Kobe's 5-ring total. But he ended up getting eliminated by the freight train LeBron James in Game 5 of the Eastern Conference Finals. It almost seems like Shaq's trying to deflect his own flaws onto Dwight. But then again, Shaq never really was very good at taking responsibility for his actions. Even when Dwight's not even in the NBA and playing basketball overseas, Shaq once again makes comments after Dwight put up a monster 84 points, 37 rebounds, 9 assists, and 14 blocks. Yeah, these are video game numbers, but that doesn't seem to stop Shaq from chiming in.
And we're going to go to Shaq for his analysis.
Shaq. Nice form, just not really going down.
Saying that they have a losing record. Somebody sent me that they have a losing record. I ain't losing to anybody in Taiwan, I'll tell you that. How do you have a losing record in Taiwan? Come on now. Dwight heard Shaq's comments and instantly took to Instagram Live defending his teammates and the organization that he's playing for, and asking Shaq why he continues to go after him every single opportunity that he gets when Dwight's never said a single bad thing about Shaq.
First thing I want to say is, you gotta stop hating, brother. You gotta stop hating. Have I joked about, mimicked your voice? Have I mimicked what I see on TV? Everybody do that. Comedians do that. People do that all the time.
Hey, Shaq, me and you, let's roast each other, brother. Can you dig it? Huh?
As Dwight's career progressed, his dominance and ability started to decline, and the disrespect continued to increase. In 2021, Dwight Howard signed with the Philadelphia 76ers, hoping to be a key part of the team's playoff run. However, things didn't exactly go as planned, and Dwight ended up feeling pretty disrespected by the organization. It all started when Dwight found out that he was going to be coming off the bench, rather than starting games. This was a pretty big blow to his ego, as he had been a dominant starting center for much of his career. To make matters worse, Dwight was reportedly unhappy with the way he was being used in the team's offensive schemes. He felt like he wasn't being given enough opportunities to contribute, and he was frustrated with his lack of playing time. The situation reached a boiling point in the playoffs when Dwight was ejected from a game for a minor scuffle with an opposing player. The team ended up losing the game, and Dwight was pretty upset about the whole thing. In the end, it's clear that the Philadelphia 76ers didn't exactly give Dwight the respect and playing time that he felt he deserved. But at the same time, Dwight was on a decline, so why would you start him? He's clearly past his prime. Check out the 5 NBA players who risked their lives trying to fight James Johnson by clicking the video that appears on your screen now.